Thank you, Matt. Yes, we are here live at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Chicago on Michigan Avenue. We are told that the candidate Bruce Rauner should be here within the hour, and then the hope here is that sometime tonight he will step in front of that podium as the next and the new governor of the state of Illinois. It is already very windy here in the Windy City, but we decided to be here today because this is where both Governor Pat Quinn and his challenger Bruce Rauner will hold their watch parties tonight. We also wanted to be here because Chicago and Cook County typically decides these elections, but Claire and I, we have been watching the polls all night. This race is in a dead heat.
There is a lot of excitement. Check it out behind me. This is typically a good sign when you see a group of 80 to 100 people gathering on stage. We do know that Bruce Rauner is in this building. We are just waiting for him to make his way.
A big win for the GOP. Now, this is a national newspaper, but it could easily be what is on the Chicago Tribune or the Chicago Sun-Times today. It also brings a big change for the state of Illinois because, get this, this is the first time in 16 years that the people of this blue state have decided to put a guy in the governor's mansion who prefers wearing red. Now, the only person who has publicly come out and said he refuses to believe this is Pat Quinn. It's very hard to even imagine just how much money $100 million is. So to put that into some perspective for all of you, if these men would have given that much money to the 12.8 million people who live in the great state of Illinois, then each person, including all of you who are watching in the Metro East, would have received $7.76. That is how much it breaks down to.
They're showing more updates from here right now, but he wanted me to reiterate to all of our Metro East viewers, if and when Bruce Rauner becomes the governor, he will work for everyone across the state of Illinois, not just in Chicago.
What I'm saying.
And if you don't know what he is saying, hey, maybe these will help. He gave me a slew of political cartoons that he drew himself. Check out this one, says Shake Up Springfield. That is Bruce Rauner literally shaking up the Capitol building. Down here you see Pat Quinn. Looks like he is getting out of Dodge. And Honest Abe also running for the hills, probably wondering what has been going on in my state. You never know what you're going to be given at an election watch party, but I got some pretty cool mementos from there. We'll have more from Rauner's win last night all morning right here on News 4. Voters really have a simple decision to make today. Do they give Pat Quinn 4 more years, or do they give a businessman the job of fixing this broken state? I will be live at Bruce Rauner's election headquarters tonight. Our Matt Cesny will be at Pat Quinn's, and we'll be bringing you live team coverage all night on this very important election right here on News 4. Reporting live in Chicago, Laura Hettiger, News 4.
This has been the most expensive race in the history of the cash-strapped state of Illinois. Both men spending a combined $100 million. Now it's just a wait and see to find out who will become the next governor of Illinois. Reporting live in Chicago, Laura Hettiger, News 4.
Inside Rauner's victory party last night, what does the morning after the election bring us?
Well, I'm hoping, Claire, it's going to bring a nap for a lot of the people who were inside that party last night. But both Governor Pat Quinn and Governor-elect Bruce Rauner are off the campaign trail this morning, and they are both finding themselves in pretty uncharted territory. This is the first day in more than 11 years that Pat Quinn does not have a future in the governor's office, and it is the first morning that Bruce Rauner, the man you are about to see, has ever been elected into public office.
It was a dead heat going into today. The polls are open until 7 o'clock, but we are expecting it to be a late night here because no ballots, no absentee or early votes will be counted until the polls close at 7 o'clock.
As we speak, voters across the state of Illinois have just started going to the polls. They opened at 6 o'clock this morning, and if history repeats itself, this election will really come down to what the people here in Chicago and Cook County have to say. Right now, this race, though, is in a dead heat.
Candidate Bruce Rauner is in this building, but his campaign manager tells me he will not come into this ballroom and step onto that stage until a governor has been decided.
From the rainy county to the windy city, Laura, what's going on?
Mike, it is very windy up here, and people here in Chicago and Cook County and all across the state of Illinois have now just been able to go to the polls. They opened at 6 o'clock, and the big question is, who are they going to vote to be the man to fix the state of Illinois? We will have full details all day here on News 4. I have more information coming up in my full report at 6:30, though, on just how much money these two candidates have spent on this campaign.
To the river from St. Charles County to Cook County, where there is a tight contest in the Illinois gubernatorial race. We'll have live reports on that contest in just a moment.
What does the morning after the election bring?
Well, Claire and Andre, we have to imagine that today will bring Pat Quinn having to ask what he is going to do next. He has vowed that he will not concede this election until every vote has been counted. Bruce Rauner, however, has already publicly come out and thanked all the people who voted him into office. Let's go ahead and take you to the election headquarters. This is from just about 7 hours ago at the Hilton Hotel here in downtown Chicago. That is when and where the businessman got in front of 500 supporters and a whole lot of reporters to say he was humbled and honored that the people of Illinois want him to shake up Springfield. Originally, his staffers told me Rauner was waiting for the governor to concede before he made that victory speech, but that still has not happened. So, with more than 90% of the precincts in last night, Rauner took the stage and said this during his victory speech.
This is our time. This is a transformational period. We will not accept the status quo. We are going in a new direction. The voters have spoken. Booming economy. Booming economy.
Because so much of this election was about money, whether that be taxes, the minimum wage, or how much these two people spent on those campaign ads. I have an interesting fact for all of you. Governor Pat Quinn has been making $180,000 a year. As the governor of Illinois, we have to imagine the governor-elect Rauner will make about the same. But according to the Associated Press, Bruce Rauner and his wife just last year made $61 million. A pretty big discrepancy right there, but we'll have more from inside the election headquarters coming up right around 6:40. For now, though, we're live in Chicago. Laura Hettiger, News 4.